Hi everybody, this is the unveiling for the first time of The Raising of a Rebel. This is the Rebel. This is my dad, Gene Odom. Everybody meet my dad.
Hello.
And for the very first time, he's getting a look at our 2-year project right inside this envelope. All right, Dad, open it up.
Oh, wow. Raising of a Rebel. 12 turning points from a child of alcoholics.
So what was it like this last 2 years going through those meetings?
Very emotional.
Yeah.
At times. Very funny at times. And very informative about how I got how I became an alcoholic and an addict. There's so many things that came about during each session that we did on the phone a lot of times that was so emotional. I had a hard time.
I had a hard time reading it to him. So for the last 2 years, we've been meeting on the phone, really for the first year and a half. Last 6 months or so before this came out, we met in person a lot, and I would ask him questions. I would type feverishly on the other side while he was answering the questions, and then I would write the chapters based on what he told me. And then when I read the chapters back to him, we both cried. We both cried. It has been an emotional journey. And, you know, there were 2 reasons, Dad, that when you told me that you finally, settled in and you said, hey, you know, I'm glad I'm doing this book because it's going to give me a chance, number one, to not ask for you to condone my decisions, but for people to understand maybe why I made those decisions.
Bad choices.
It's all about what, Dad?
It's all about choices.
You see that? It's on the back of the book. It's all about choices. You'll read all about that. And then the second reason is to ask forgiveness for people that he hurt along the way.
Correct. And as you progress from childhood, which was a childhood that was not desirable, we'll say, as a child of alcoholics, my childhood was probably no worse than half of the county I live in, because most of them were moonshine. But when you start reading your story, then it hits home. When you make
Good decisions.
bad choices, and then you'd get over those and you'd make more bad choices, and then that choice would be piled up in your heart. You knew that was wrong, and then that made you want to do what? Relieve that pain with what?
Drugs and alcohol. Right?
Drugs and alcohol.
Dad, what I hope people see, you know, I had hoped this would be very cathartic for you, very therapeutic for you going through it. I think it has.
Oh yeah.
I think it has. And what I hope for everybody else is that they see a little of themselves in this book. That they understand that if they have problems, if they know someone who has problems, they're not alone.
Yeah. I really never realized I was an alcoholic or an addict. I never admitted it. I don't think I ever thought it. I thought I was just living a highly social life.
Highly social.
A little higher than most people. But until I was 40 years old and I went into treatment for freebase and cocaine because I got an ultimatum given to me by Johnson & Johnson, who I worked for. He said, you can go to treatment or you can go home. And at that treatment center, I heard a man speak, and he told my story, pretty much. And if you go to enough AA meetings and NA meetings, you will find out that a lot of people have the same story, pretty much, just different people.
That's so true. That's so true.
And it was comforting to know that I wasn't by myself. There's thousands.
Millions.
And in Dawson County, the ones that were raised by moonshiners, I would venture to say 85% of them ended up like me, somewhat. Some of them came out of it, some didn't.
Yeah.
I've been lucky. God took care of me to live to be 73. And I can't tell you how many times I thought, this is it. The car's out of control, I ain't gonna make it to this one. Or I'm 100 miles an hour on a motorcycle and the back tire blows. God, please save me. She did.
All right, guys. Well, there's your prelude to the raising of a rebel. I want you to follow us. We'll let you know as soon as this is live. This is actually the proof of the book that you're looking at here. But I want to say, you know, it's been an honor and a privilege to write this book about this man, and happy Father's Day.
Thank you, John. I love you and I appreciate it. But when you came to me and asked me about writing a book, I didn't know about that. I thought I might end up in jail or dead. Anyway, it's all good. And maybe somebody out there will read this and change their choice.